Hey YouTube, Mickey. Welcome to What the Fuck is Going On. I'm going to do more of these videos because there's a lot of what the fuck, basically what the fuck is happening, basically. So, in this episode, if we call it that, it's about the castle doctrine of Australia, if there even is one, because to me, there's not. The video will explain everything. I've generated through AI. AI did the research and all that kind of shit. And yeah, so it's might be interesting to everyone to know your rights because let's face it, our laws are fucking shit in Australia. It's like they don't want us to defend ourselves at all. So it gets very confusing if you get assaulted. And what force to use to fight back and protect yourself. Now, in most cases, and depending who you are, most people panic, and they're probably punching, kicking, willy-nilly, grabbing whatever is around them, whacking, smacking, doing everything, right? And all it takes is that one wrong hit or that wrong one fall for that attacker to fall and either seriously hurt themselves or die. And then you are in the fucking shit. So, in a home invasion, they say you have to use proportional force to what is the threat is towards you. Like if some dude's got a gun, for example, if you are a licensed gun owner, your guns are locked up and your ammo is locked up separately. And if they're not, you're fucked. So by the time you go and unlock that gun, the locker, get your gun, fucking load it, you're fucked anyway. And even if you do that and you shoot the motherfucker, you're fucked anyway. You're fucked either way. So what do? I don't know. Are you a fucking ninja? Maybe if you're a ninja, you could fucking fuck him up with a gun. I don't know. But most people aren't. So it's a real fucked up rule, and it varies state to state. And, you know, picture this, a teenager, 16, 17, boy, right? Let's just choose boy. Hormones are pumping, right? Some motherfucker breaks in. He's awake for some reason. He sees the attacker. He's a teenager, remember. He doesn't even know where his dick is yet, okay? And number one, he may fight against this guy, but again, it's not controlled. He's not controlled. He's going to do whatever it takes to fuck this guy up. And a lot of teenagers these days are big motherfuckers too. They're not little, little dweebs back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, they're big boys. So, it's like if you've had martial arts training or boxing or any form of self-defense training, then you should have been and you would have been taught to how to fight, but how to, use your mind also, all right? How to control the skill and knowledge you have so you don't kill someone, and know when to stop when you know you've won the battle, if you want to say it, or you've defended yourself. Okay, the guy's run away, or I've got him down. There's no reason to keep going. He's down, you know what I mean? Or she these days. Well, yeah, whatever. So it's hard. It's very hard to do something. Especially if you don't have any self-defense skills and that control that self-defense teaches you. So anyway, check it out. If you like it, please click like. If you're a new viewer, please subscribe if you like. And yeah, I'll be showing you a lot more because yeah, the world's very confusing at the moment. Let's just call it that.
Section 1. A Castle Across the Ocean, Self-Defense in Australia. In the United States, the castle doctrine is a well-known legal concept. It gives individuals the right to use deadly force to protect themselves within their homes. But what about Australia? Do Australians have similar legal protections when facing threats within their own homes? The answer, like many legal matters, is complex. Australia doesn't have a castle doctrine with that exact name or a directly comparable law. Our legal system, while sharing some common roots with the US, has developed its own distinct approach to self-defense. We'll examine how Australia's states and territories differ in their application of these laws. Further, we'll debunk common myths, particularly surrounding weapon ownership for self-defense. Remember, this essay is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Section 2. Defining the doctrine, does it exist down under? The term castle doctrine often conjures images of fortified homes and a sense of absolute protection within one's dwelling. However, this American legal concept, while influential, doesn't have a direct equivalent in Australian law. Our system takes a more nuanced approach, focusing on the concept of reasonable force rather than granting blanket immunity for actions taken in self-defense. While we don't outrightly prohibit someone from defending themselves in their home, the key difference lies in the absence of a duty to retreat. Australia recognizes the inherent right to safety and security within one's own residence. This means that you are not obligated to flee your home in the face of a threat. However, the force used must always be proportionate to the perceived danger. Section 3. The right to defend, understanding reasonable force. At the heart of Australia's self-defense laws lies the crucial concept of reasonable force. This principle dictates that any action taken to protect oneself or others must be proportionate to the threat faced. Imagine, for example, a scenario where an intruder enters your home brandishing a weapon. In such a situation, using force to defend yourself and your family might be considered reasonable. However, the type and degree of force used are paramount. If the intruder is subdued or fleeing, continuing to use force could be deemed excessive and land you on the wrong side of the law. Misinterpreting these principles can have serious consequences, turning a victim into an offender in the eyes of the law. Section 4. State lines and self-defense. A look at key differences. While the overarching principle of reasonable force governs self-defense across Australia, subtle variations exist between states and territories. These differences, though seemingly minor, can significantly impact how self-defense cases are judged. Let's examine a few examples. In New South Wales, the law emphasizes proportionality in self-defense cases. The force used must be objectively reasonable given the perceived threat. Victoria, on the other hand, introduces the concept of belief on reasonable grounds. Queensland's laws provide a defense for acts done in self-defense if the person genuinely believed their actions were necessary. However, this defense is unavailable if the force used was excessive. These variations underscore the importance of understanding the specific laws of your state or territory. Section 5. Weapons and the law dispelling the firearms myth. One common misconception surrounding self-defense in Australia is the belief that owning a firearm is permissible for protection within one's home. This is entirely false. Australia has stringent gun laws, and owning a firearm for self-defense is strictly prohibited. The possession and use of firearms are tightly controlled, with limited exceptions primarily related to farming, hunting, or sport shooting. This restrictive approach to firearms stems from a deliberate policy decision following tragic events in Australia's past. It's crucial to remember that using an illegal firearm, even in what one perceives as self-defense, carries severe penalties. The law does not recognize the possession of an illegal firearm as a justifiable means of protection. Section 6. When defense turns tragic real cases in Australian courts. Examining real-world court cases provides a sobering perspective on the complexities of self-defense law in action. These cases highlight the fine line between justifiable defense and criminal offense, demonstrating how seemingly straightforward situations can have devastating consequences. One such case involved a homeowner who fatally stabbed an intruder during a nighttime break-in. While the homeowner argued self-defense, the court found the force used to be excessive, as the intruder was unarmed and retreating when the fatal blow was struck. This tragic outcome underscores the importance of proportionality. In another case, a woman who had been subjected to years of domestic violence fatally stabbed her abusive partner during an altercation. The court, recognizing the history of abuse and the imminent threat to the woman's life, acquitted her of murder charges, accepting her claim of self-defense. These examples demonstrate the complexities inherent in self-defense cases. Each situation is unique and judged on its own merits. Section 7. Staying safe, staying legal, practical advice for self-defense. Navigating the complexities of self-defense law can seem daunting. However, understanding the key principles and taking practical steps to enhance your safety can empower you to act confidently and responsibly in threatening situations. Remember, prevention is always the best course of action. Improve your home security with sturdy locks, adequate lighting, and consider a monitored alarm system. While having a comprehensive understanding of your legal rights is crucial, it's equally important to remember that retreating from a threat, if safely possible, should always be the priority. If you find yourself in a situation where self-defense becomes necessary, remember the reasonable force principle. Ultimately, the goal is to stay safe and avoid unnecessary harm.